Hello, everyone. This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper, and welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper channel for my prelude to the election results coming out. I'm only going to stay on an hour because I want to watch them just as much as you. I mean, I don't have not tech savvy to have the picture in picture yet. I'll get there, but anyway, I just want to run over a few things. Yeah, I've got my second strike from YouTube 2 weeks ago for violent and dangerous content over my emergency live I did with DoD Directive 5240.01. I guess they don't like hearing what the military can really do. Anyway, whatever. It just, I don't know how long I'll be on YouTube because I didn't think I'd ever get a strike about that. So, now it's like anything I say, they're just gunning for me. So, the Lone Wolf Prepper channel could completely disappear one day. I got that notice about that emergency live 5 days after I did it, is when they took it down, gave me the strike, and 2 weeks before the election. So the Lone Wolf Prepper couldn't be on YouTube giving my opinion. Yeah, I'm on Rumble and I'm on X, but YouTube is where the eyeballs are and the ears are. Okay. But anyway, that's one thing too. My channel was growing. People were listening. I did a really good couple days. And what's a liberal communist tactic? When they start losing control, they shut you up. Especially when they're in control and are able to do it. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if Google is going to be in here tonight, just looking for a reason to shut me down. That's fine. That's fine. We get to the election part of this. Trump's kicking ass, and hopefully when he takes office, social media CEOs or owners are thrown in prison, and they're broken up, and all this stuff that needs to be done. But when you have control of somebody's speech and you can shut them down due to community guidelines, I never knew the First Amendment had community guidelines in it. Okay, I wasn't yelling fire in a theater. I was just telling you what could happen when tanks come rolling down their streets. But anyway, and obviously, if you say anything bad about the pharmaceutical companies, bam. Because you know what? If YouTube didn't have the pharmaceutical companies, YouTube wouldn't exist. Just look how many commercials are on there. Pharmaceutical companies. That's why, you sit there and say something against it. They called YouTube up and say, hey, shut that guy up. Okay. Freedom of speech control. But don't worry, Trump wants to get rid of the Constitution, right? It's not Trump that silenced me 3 out of 5 weeks. It's the Democrats' policies and their followers, okay? I never grew up in an age. Hey, Carol. Yep. Yeah. He's going to totally kick ass. I want to get to that because, like I say, I only got an hour. But I'll get into the election. But yeah, Kamala don't stand a chance. And where has Kamala been all day? Hiding? Anyway, but yeah, so with the community guidelines, that's just somebody saying, I can determine what I feel is misinformation. This is another thing. There's nothing against going on in the public square, in the town square, and shouting about your lies. Okay? You're welcome to do that. It's just, you don't have to listen to it. I can't shut the guy up, but nobody in their right mind is going to listen to him or believe him. Okay? See, the thing is, you have freedom of speech, but you're not required to listen or go to a re-education camp and forced to listen. But Trump wants to get rid of the Constitution, right? But yeah, these social media platforms need to be held accountable. They got way too much power. Okay, I don't care what social media platform are, even if you're X. Elon Musk, if you are what you say you are, and you disagree with what somebody says, who cares? That's America. Everybody has a right to their opinion. to, when we were growing up and went to school, we were taught to comprehend facts and information to come up with our own hypotheses and stuff. Remember all that stuff? Your ability to free think. That's what my teachers taught me to do, was to be a free thinker, not recite exactly what the teacher's saying. Learn what he's teaching me and then take the next step. These people can't do that. I mean, I can't imagine being in college and thinking my college professor was the smartest person in the world, when they, especially teaching business, when he's never probably been in the business world. Just lived off the taxpayers. But with Trump going to be taking office, I got a feeling people like Jeff Bezos are going to change their tune. Okay? You remember he did, was it the Washington Compost? He went to endorse Kamala. The thing in business, and these businessmen know this. Okay, if you want to make money, you got to ride the wave. Okay? If you get caught underneath the wave and go tumbling, your business tumbles. You understand? Jeff Bezos is just positioning himself to not look like a complete idiot. But you know what, Jeff? You still silenced me 3 out of 5 weeks. If you're too thin-skinned and don't like what I have to say, then get out of the social media business. Sell out. As a creator, you got to be thick-skinned in this. You want to shut me up, but people can get in my comments, as you know, Carol, and just flat out threaten my life because of my opinion. That's one thing about us conservatives. We don't care what your opinions are. They don't bother us when you talk stupid stuff, because we are confident in what we know, in our abilities. We're just confident in ourselves. We're secure in ourselves. So if somebody comes up with some off-the-wall stuff trying to throw us off balance, it doesn't work. Okay? I love it when liberals speak. I mean, kind of like going to a zoo where people talk. See, this is what the deal is, okay? Mental illness in this country hasn't been treated for years. What happens when mental illness isn't treated? Men think they're women. And then when it's not treated further, men who think they're women think they can have babies. You see how it progresses? Just like a regular disease. You don't treat it, it just gets worse. And now they're starting out with kids in kindergarten. Like I say, at least in kindergarten, I knew who we won our independence from. I knew who George Washington was. I knew about crossing the Delaware. I actually remember doing the play about crossing the Delaware in kindergarten. Okay, that's enough of that. YouTube silenced me, I'm back on. Now let's get down to the subject. Okay. The election. We made it. A few of us, I was included, where I thought this day may not come for us. Definitely they tried not to make it, for Trump to make it to this day, right? It's amazing. Assassination attempts on a former president, and not a single bit of news. If that would have been Kamala Harris getting shot at, Carol, I'm so glad I don't have any kids in school anymore. I know I don't either. But I got grandkids in school in Minnesota with litter boxes in their room. And they want to make that guy vice president? That's why I had to get out of Minnesota. I mean, where am I going to go now if he... I know they ain't going to win, okay? But anyway, where was I at? The school, okay. But anyway, the election night, okay? One thing I want to talk about before I go in the election. I saw a video today, and I wish I would have got the guy's name, but I think he was a Chinese student that was going to Wisconsin. Okay, I believe he was Chinese. but he wasn't an American citizen, but he wanted to see how our politics went. And this guy's obviously got an open mind, this young kid. And he decided to go to both a Harris and a Trump rally. Well, he went to the Harris rally first. And he said the people there were very nice, and they were excited and stuff. And he goes, well, I wish I would have known who the entertainers were more so I could have enjoyed it more. That's another thing. Trump would get on there and talk on stage for an hour or so and a different speech every time. Kamala had entertainers and stuff there and basically said the same speech every time. Okay, but this observer was telling the people at the Harris that he was going to go to the Trump rally too. He couldn't vote and stuff. And they were telling him, oh, you shouldn't go there. You'll be the only Oriental there. Just tell them to be scared. They carry guns there. All this stupid stuff we hear about us. Like to say, if conservatives with guns were dangerous, this would be the most dangerous county in the United States, not Chicago. But anyway, this is what they're telling him. So he goes to the Trump, and he's talking about they seem more uppity, okay? Because when he went to the Trump, where he's welcomed and people were talking to him, they just sit there. He said they just start talking about their life and stuff to him. They just accepted me completely. Okay, and he goes, Carol Prince, there was 5 bomb threats in Georgia today at the polling station. 2 out of them were evacuated in 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to get into that. Okay, the cheating. I just wanted to get into this guy. But the guy went to it, and he said he was treated just like everybody else. What true conservative hates anybody because of their nationality or skin color? None of us. We just get told we do, but we don't. We care more that you're an honest person, you're a hard worker. You don't want to sit there and try to ruin my life, that type of stuff. You're a good American. Okay? But anyway, he went there, right? And it opened his eyes. He said he wishes that both sides could come to more of an agreement, but he goes, that's where I think he's from China, because he said something about the political system all having to believe the same way. Okay? But he didn't go out and vote. He just wanted to see it. Can you imagine coming from China and be able to go to 2 rallies in the United States of presidential candidates? He's gonna have a hard time when he goes back there. But anyway, let's get into the voting problems, and there's been a lot of them. Let's start with, and they're all in swing states. Swing states. You don't have New York having these problems, or Illinois having these problems, or Washington, or Oregon, or California having these problems. No, Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania is the big one, because they're having, and they know it because they're having the most problems. Okay, voting machines not working, not be able to read the ballots, and they're coming up with, well, the early votes went through and the test ballots went through, but the regular ballots, they're printed incorrectly. Bull crap. See, it's just a pack of lies. Anyway, they're trying the same old stuff. So and this is the thing, RNC is right on. As soon as this stuff is happening, they're in front of the judge within an hour. And now they got it fixed. All of a sudden, the machine started working again, right? And now they get to stay open until 10 o'clock. Oh, those were 3 major red counties, okay? The counties where they're trying to close the early polls at 1:30. Remember seeing those videos? And then they were telling these people to come back, or we'll come back and vote later. We'll get the machine working, or you can write out this hand ballot. We'll put it in a lockbox. All the same shenanigans they did last time. But see, this is the thing. The RNC is on it. As soon as they get a complaint, boom. They can't cheat. It's amazing how all this stuff that is irregular in the election benefits the Democrats. Like, we can't take illegals off the voting rolls in Virginia. It had to go to the Supreme Court. I competed in sports. I never cheated on a test. I never cheated in sports. I never cheated myself. I have more respect for myself than that. If I went up against somebody in sports that was better than me and I got beat, that just means I had more work to do. These Democrats want to win an election. Well, start talking about stuff people want, not this ridiculous stuff. But anyway, okay. And then, but the RNC is right on it. Okay, and then there was a problem. I think it was in Georgia too. What was that one? Oh, where the Democrats kicked Republican poll watchers out again. The watchers out, the observers out again, and they had to get a court order to get it back in. And then in Wisconsin, another swing state, machines aren't working again. I mean, it doesn't matter how much they cheat. The Trump turnout is ridiculous. We beat them in early voting, which I'll get into. They don't stand a chance. Anyway. And then, the same old tricks as last time, but like I say, thank God the RNC is on it. Boom, right away. Last two in 2020, they just let it get away with them. Not this time. Not this time. Oh, who's in charge of the RNC? Oh, would that be Trump's daughter? Now, I'm not saying, the thing is, the guy's a rich guy. Yeah, he's made his millions and a couple of his businesses went bankrupt. Who succeeds at everything, okay? But for this man to do what he's done just since July for us, and then getting convicted of 34 felony counts, just all this other stuff, having to deal with. Anyway, strong man, strong family. They're determined. And I guess as a president, I like to see the determination. Okay. There's definitely problems I have with him, but he's determined and he's rich and they're coming after him. Anyway, okay, the voter turnout this time is just off the charts. I mean, they are gonna kill Kamala in Pennsylvania. I bet you by 700,000 votes. Well, I guess it could always at 3:00 tomorrow morning have a semi load of 800,000 live out. See, it ain't gonna fly this year. It ain't gonna fly this year. You know why voter turnout in early voting, not early voting, but mail-in votes are down so much? Maybe that's the way they won last time. Okay? Now, when you take away one of their ways to steal, and there's really no other way to do it when they're being watched like hawks, I'm telling you, we're going to find out. Like I say, if there's precincts in Michigan that don't get 375% turnout, how'd they do it last time? If Minnesota don't get 105% turnout this time, how'd they do it last time? Okay? I'll get into the early voting. I don't want to get into that. Okay. Okay, I'm at my early voting. Okay, Pennsylvania. They had over 1,600,000 mail-in and early votes before the election in 2020. This time they had over a little bit over 1 million. They dropped over 600,000. Okay. The Republicans were at 580,000 in 2020. They're only at 590,000. So they only went up 10,000. But that 1.1 million vote firewall they had in Pennsylvania got shrunk to a 400,000. I wonder where those 600,000 votes came from. I wonder how much Trump really did win Pennsylvania this last time. And this is the thing, you Democrats are so stupid. If you would have just let him take office last time, you wouldn't be dealing with him this time. Crazy. It's just crazy, their mindset. Okay, that's one. We got Pennsylvania. Okay, Wisconsin and Michigan, there's still way too much cheating they can do up there. But I don't think she's gonna win Michigan. People who go to work every day, blue collar workers, don't like her. Unions don't like her. Which one endorsed her? None of them. Well, maybe the actors, the union the actors belong to maybe did. But even the LA Times and the Washington Compost won't even endorse her. Okay, I don't think she's got Michigan. There's too much. No. I mean, Kamala's going to be lucky to get 200 electoral votes in this election. Anyway, but in early voting too, Arizona. Arizona. Trump basically already got Arizona. Early voting, Arizona and Nevada do 90% early voting, 10% afterwards. Okay. And so far, Trump is leading in Arizona by over 200,000 votes. They must call Arizona now. They can't win. They don't have enough votes left out there for the Democrats to override the Republicans, and Republicans show up en masse. And they got New Mexico for Harris. Well, we'll see. We'll see when the Latinos come out. There's nothing that makes a legal American citizen Latino more mad than seeing an open border and the scum of their countries that they came from come through the border and their tax dollars are paying for it. I mean, you don't follow somebody just because of the same skin color or they come from your country you come from. Well, that's ridiculous. If that was the case, we'd all be singing Kumbaya then, right? Okay, that's one. In Nevada, we're up for first time ever. We're up in Nevada, 43,000 votes, I believe it was the last time. It was up to 50-some thousand, and then they did the dump from the county that I think it's Clark County that Las Vegas is in. It's still they got a 43,000 lead. So I think they lost Nevada too. I mean, you're talking stuff that's never happened. And it's like they're saying the Republican early vote turnout is higher, but not 1.7 million votes higher in the swing states than last time. It's just, what do you do when you can't have one person fill out 2,000 ballots? See, we're going to see how the 2020 election was won. With, I may say, Joe Biden's words, we have established the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. We'll figure out exactly what he meant by that statement. Wouldn't that be great to know? Anyway, and then possible losing. New Hampshire's in play. Okay. Virginia's in play. She loses Virginia, it's over right there. It's over. Okay. Of course, Georgia, North Carolina, obviously they're not going to win that. After those hurricanes went through there, I mean, are you kidding me? And then them giving $1 billion into payments to Ukraine since then, and those people get a $750 loan. Okay. So these are the swing states I do believe they're going to lose. Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, and Michigan. See, she ain't going to win. But I would love to see her lose New Hampshire and Virginia. Especially Virginia. We need to send a message to these people. Not only beat them, but beat them down hard so they go into their damn holes. Okay? We need to end all this woke stuff. Get the litter boxes out of the classroom. Definitely, we need to clean out the military. Stop sending our money overseas. Audit the Federal Reserve. Get rid of it. That's time for another video. But this is the thing. The Democrats are being watched like a hawk. Okay? And they can't get away with it. And the second they try their stuff, boom, the RNC's on it in front of the judge. Let them try to shut down counting. And that's another thing. Voting machines now. And it's going to take weeks to count a state like Nevada? Really? Like I say, this is how Democrats win. They just keep counting votes until they're ahead. Okay? See, Democrats keep getting votes the day after the election day and after. Republicans don't seem to get none after that. It's just Democrats that get them after that. And since we don't follow the rules no more or the Constitution, forget it. See, this is the way voting needs to go. One day, ID, it's a national holiday, and you just get there. Okay? That's the way it needs to be. All these shenanigans. See, every time you stretch something out and add more stuff to it, you can just clog up the drain easier. You understand? It's just they can't get away with it this time. We watched them. We ain't going to get taken again. And like I say, all you had to do was let Trump take office last time, Democrats, and you could have hounded him for another 4 years, did what you did to him the first 4 years, and then you'd be rid of him now. And we could be choosing from Nikki Haley and Joe Biden. Right? Okay. Why are the Democrats having all these problems? Well, it's easy. For one thing, nobody likes their message. We're America. And Americans are realizing that we're not the open wallet for the world. Our government is not allowed to open the wallet that we put money in and just start handing it out. And our borders need to be secure. We are America. They always say a pathway to citizenship. There is. It's called the laws we got on the books. You know, the laws that these Latinos used that they can't stand the people coming up. I'm not going to use the term that my Latino best friend from the Marine Corps uses for him, but it's not a nice term. Just want to say it, but nobody likes her. Okay, first thing, she was appointed, remember? Appointed. This is another reason she's going to lose the election. Because I think Joe got 14 million votes during the primaries. All those people that voted, the older voters, ain't going to go out and vote. I know a few of them. Diehard Democrats that aren't going to vote because they feel they got robbed. You know, when you're 85 years old and they take somebody out of the presidency that's your age and you still think you got all your faculties, well, you know, they're not going to be too happy with you. Okay, she's a hard person. She's got to be a hard person like. I mean, she's very condescending when she talks to people. You know, like this, yeah, you have a right to speak, but I'm talking now. Like she's on a judge on her bench talking down to a convict. Well, you know what, witch? I haven't broke no crimes. But that's what she treats us like. Like she's a judge, we're a convict. Not like she's a president and we're a citizen of the United States. She don't act like that. And anybody who says she does, bullshit. I know these younger people definitely don't like being talked down to. All right? They just don't. Even if you have something good or nice to say to them. Okay. You know, but nobody likes her. And then the insults. You come out to hold a press conference. To sit there, about 4-minute press conference, don't take any questions, just to sit there and call Trump a Nazi. You know, listening to things from people, from liars who, you know, they're around you, Kamala, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. But why would Trump want Hitler's generals? They lost the war, you dumb bitch. Why the hell would he want Hitler's generals? He definitely don't want Milli Vanilli. Crazy stuff. So we're Nazis. And then the Madison Square Garden thing. Nazis, 1930. I knew about that 20 years ago. I never thought when I heard Trump going there that it would be linked to the Nazis. Or did I think that in 1992, when the Democrats held their Democrat National Convention there, and Clinton got the endorsement? I guess they don't want to bring that stuff up because, that interferes with the narrative. Because then they wouldn't be allowed to spread their misinformation if they had to throw facts in there. Okay? 1939 was a way different year. And let me tell you what, who was the number one person in the news in 1938? Can anybody say? Times Man of the Year? Can anybody say? Oh, yeah, that would be Adolf Hitler. Okay? Let's not forget about Seabiscuit being in there, too. They spread their propaganda so good in Germany that it spread all over the world. And yep, there were some weak-minded Americans that decided to take the hook. Just like a lot of people in America now that would rather make themselves slaves. Okay? That's one thing I can't stand here. The Democrats sit there and say Trump wants to get rid of the Constitution. Really? Okay, besides this bump stock thing, you know what? They need to get. I don't see it. But I see the Democrats even on TV saying they would like to take my Second Amendment, and Hillary Clinton, yeah, free speech should be limited and you should be held criminally responsible and sent to a re-education camp, basically, if you spread what we consider misinformation. These are these people projecting. And then Joe Biden comes on and calls us garbage after Kamala gives her stupid speech in front of the White House. She's supposed to look like she's presidential or in charge or nothing. Whatever, lady. But anyway, it just frustrates me so to hear these lies. And then I get shut off of YouTube because I'm supposedly giving out violent and dangerous content or misinformation. In the medical industry, when you went to the doctor, you were allowed to get a second opinion. When did that change? Oh, I know. When the pharmaceutical companies took everything over and it all became about profit. Okay. And then the garbage comment. And then Trump trolled them great in the garbage truck. Let's see, we're deplorables. People cling to our guns and Bibles. So she's calling us Second Amendment Christians. And then you got Joe Biden calling us garbage and we're Nazis. I realize name calling doesn't really affect us, but it just goes to show you to the extent that they'll brainwash their followers so much that when a Chinese student wants to go to a Trump rally, the Harris campaign say, "Oh my, you got to be careful. You may not live through this." And he felt more at home than he did in the Kamala. Okay, basically said Kamala Harris campaign was fake. What it is, paid protesters. Hey, let's have these famous people show up and not perform right. But anyway, whatever. You people got to do whatever you got to do. But see, this is the thing. You really need to. Oh, Carol, I'm sorry, I haven't been watching the feed. No, you're just putting out the truth, and it scares the shit out of them. I heard the Pennsylvania voting hours extended. Yeah, Pennsylvania's extended. But see, this is the thing, spreading the truth. Like I say, even if it wasn't the truth, even if all us conservatives were really in the twilight zone and the liberals were in the real world, in this country, I'd still be allowed to spread my twilight zone reality. Because you don't have to listen. I mean, Carol, you see the comments I get from my thoughts of the day. Just turn it off. Just like I do with the comments. I'm never going to block anybody. You have your freedom of speech, and I'm not going to be like YouTube and take away your freedom to express your opinions to me. Okay? I've been insulted by the best. You can't beat it. But I will not become them to say I'm better than them. I won't do that. All you people that disagree with me, I did my job in the Marine Corps for you too. Because do you think none of us grew up with everybody agreeing with us? We grew up with our parents telling us, we don't care what your feelings are. Imagine telling a kid that these days. Hell, you probably get charged with something that these days. Anyway, I just, it's so easy to get off on a tangent. This is a very important day. Like I said, we're going to see if the seed Barack Obama planted in 2008 with fundamentally transforming this country, if it actually happens, because this is where it happens. Because the communists will never have more power, more of a chance to take over now than like they did in 1917 in Russia. It's got to be all or nothing for them, or they're going to crawl under a rock. And so, I mean, we need to beat them and beat them down hard, and then erase all this stuff. And then I hope Trump goes back to a constitutional federal government. Okay, and then the lies coming out of the media, you know, the Russian collusion's coming up. So when he's going to win, it's going to be Russia again, right? Okay, whatever. And, you know, one thing, if they Kamala tries to take charge, I would say that, well, Russia don't have a choice. Russia would have to act in its own preservation against people that said they wanted to dismantle his country and kill him. Okay? That's what would happen. I mean, if your neighbor's over there, you got a neighbor and he's threatening you to kill your family, take you out, you know, I'm gonna bulldoze your house and stuff, burn your house down. And then he got in a position where he could do that. I'm just saying, take it all to the basic level. All right. And then, you know, when they're trying to do that, Trump is not fit no more. He's old. His cognitive abilities are decreasing and stuff. I liked how he said when he did that garbage truck, that step was way up there, but he got in. See, this is the thing about conservatives. And this is why Trump is rich. And I don't fault him for that. He created a lot of jobs, but I don't want to be like that. Because you see what needs to be done and you do it. It's just this time Trump's going to need our help. Okay? And thank God he's got a vice president like J.D. Vance, just in case something terrible happens one day. Anyway, but yeah, Trump's unfit, but Biden was, right? Even when I can't remember what reporter that was talking to Kamala, trying to pin her down about Biden's mental faculties. And then, yeah, he's just fine. And she goes, well, then why are you running for president? Okay. Oh, and then the lies. Everybody saw the Iowa poll from Sunday, right? Where Trump was losing to Harris 47-44 in a Trump in a state that just a couple days before that, Trump was ahead by 10 or 11 points. I mean, Kamala, if you think you can identify, I mean, you can't identify with the union worker anymore, but if you think you can identify with the farmer or the rancher who works 80 hours a week, you know, you're out of your mind. Okay, you ain't. Okay. Remember when Barack Obama wanted to make tractors that you work in the field have the same regulations that a semi tractor had, where you would have needed a CDL to drive a tractor up and down the road, but that came out, found out, and he canceled it. Just a thing, farmers. But you know what? I guess if you want to vote for that FSA or whatever your office you go to, subsidies, welfare, guys. When you get more in one check from the government because you do nothing than the average welfare recipient gets in 1 year, it's welfare. It's time you admit it. Okay. By the way, just the lies. You know, everybody's getting sick of the media lying. See, this is the thing. After so long of being lied to, your senses finally pick up that this ain't the way it is. And when you start having those arguments with yourself, well, I'm supposed to believe this way, but this is what I see. Okay, but I can't wait. 18 more minutes and you start getting the results. I want to see snowflakes melt tonight. There's no reason, like I say, he takes Virginia, it's over. And they say, well, he still got the swing states. Okay, he takes Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. It's over before it gets out of the Eastern time zone. It really is. People have had enough. Now, one thing, that's all I'm going to go on for my election because I want to get off here. But the thing is, some states have called out the National Guard. I'm sure you heard of Washington, Illinois, Washington, D.C. I can't remember them all. But anyway, and then Washington, D.C., their businesses are boarding up the windows. You know, the thing is, they're protecting themselves from the people. North Carolina, oh yeah, North Carolina called it out too. Maybe they're going to try to steal. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. That's why I'm not going to make a video tonight about the potential results of this. I don't know. Wouldn't it be nice if they just accepted the loss and everything went smoothly and January 21st, Trump took office and we cleaned our country up again. And we beat them down hard enough where they can't come out. This is the thing. They come out this time. Once they start burning down their neighborhoods, the citizens around that neighborhood that don't live in that neighborhood, you need to get around it and not let anybody out of there. If the cops ain't going to protect our streets, then we need to. There's nothing saying you're not allowed to protect your neighborhood or your property or your neighbor. There's nothing. It's actually your responsibility. And don't forget that FBI agent came out in Congress, gave testimony and said that, yes, you need to have 5 or 6 real good friends that you can count on in your neighborhood for when stuff gets bad. And he was talking too about when the feds come and make things bad. They can be escorted out. Like I say, they come with their MRAM and they got, let's say, 20 guys, just surrounded by 1,000. They'll leave. Everybody knows when you've been beat. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to go into what could happen. But I know Trump's winning. He's going to win. Early voting shows it. No problem. It's just we have to react Prepperines, hey, how's it going? Hey, I just got out of YouTube jail today. I was in there again, second time. Silence 3 out of 5 weeks. But don't worry, it's Trump that wants to silence me, right? Yeah, I'm about to get off here. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying this election. You're out there on the East Coast, I think. Carol, you're out there on the East Coast. You guys just really need to be careful. Be safe. Make sure you're well protected and you have an escape plan. And if you got a bunch of people that get in front of your vehicle, run them over. Okay? You know, we need to start standing up. We have the moral high ground now. And they can't cheat. All they can do is try to take it by force. And like I say, as a vet, somebody who was a Reagan Marine, do you think I'm scared of these people? Especially some guy who gets issued a woman's uniform? I don't know what you mean by they killed my peanut pepperines. I don't know. Did they kill your channel? Yeah, well, all this is going to change. Like I say, Trump wins. Trump wins. You're going to see these, all of a sudden, everybody, okay, I want to ride the wave. And then maybe the Lone Wolf Prepper channel can get like 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. The thing is, if Trump wins and it's a peaceful transition, then the Lone Wolf Prepper, oh, Peanut the squirrel. Yeah, I heard that story. They came and took him by gunpoint because the lady was taking care of him and then they euthanized it, killed him? What kind of sick-minded individual does that? Okay, I want to go into a story real quick about this. When I worked in turkey barns, I ran an insemination crew. And you know, when we had to kill a bird, this is the way they want to do it. We had like it looked like a pruners for a tree, but it had an end on it that'd break the turkey's neck. And this is the way. See, these are people that had never seen a turkey before making rules. And I always could tell our corporate headquarters was in California when they always got somebody new there because a stupid rule would come out. But we were supposed to sneak up on the bird and get this noisy thing behind his head, just click it before it knows what's happened. Okay? So the bird didn't feel no pain. And then you know the sick part? You know the sick part, which makes people murderers? We were supposed to sit there and watch as the bird suffered and died until it was dead. You know, and there was a lot faster way, in humane way to do it. But anyway, you know, yeah, I tell you what, Peanut the squirrel. What was the raccoon's name again? What a bunch of crap. These are heartless people and they want to do it to us. They don't have a problem doing it to our children. They don't have a problem going. And now we have sudden adult death syndrome. You everybody understand what this election is about? Anyway, I'm going to get rolling. The results are coming out in 10 minutes. Sick beyond sick. I mean, they come in. I heard they were Carol, you can say if this is true. I heard in North Carolina that Child Protection Services were coming and taking people's kids because they said their housing wasn't adequate. I mean, obviously, if their housing wasn't adequate, the housing for the parents wasn't adequate. So why didn't you give them a free hotel voucher for $300 a night to go stay at the Radisson? Government control has to end. Trump needs to take us back to the constitutional federal government. Before the IRS, the sick SOBs. I was wondering who Pepperines, I was wondering who Peanut was. I forgot about Peanut the squirrel. And then raccoon. It shows me how sick these people are. Anybody remember the picture of that little Cuban boy that they decided to do a raid at the house? Fully automatic weapons in SWAT gear. Remember that picture that was taken? See, this stuff has been going on for years. Okay. Nowadays, that kid would have got $1 million and said, hey, why don't we bring your parents over here right away? Good to go. Anyway, and then Waco. Oh, we're doing it for the children, and they killed all the children. Ruby Ridge. Lavoy Finnegan, just for standing up to him. Everybody remember Lavoy? Tell you what, that is a case that people need to go to prison over, and that FBI agent needs to get the death penalty. Flat out. But anyway, this is why we need the government, okay? This is why we need our Constitution back, okay? And I'll be ripping on Trump if he don't get it. Anyway, if he gets in, we got a peaceful transition. Then the lone wolf prepper can downsize a little bit as long as we don't have World War III, and the world calms down and takes a big breath, and I can concentrate on my paranormal channel, my piano playing channel, and stuff. Okay? I don't want to have to live my retirement years in a foxhole. But I will if I have to. Anyway, we're down to 8 minutes before the results. I can't wait. I hope everybody's having a great night. And I may be back tonight for a short live. If the results show that he won, like I say, he takes Virginia, which is possible, North Carolina, what you will, Georgia, what you will, and Pennsylvania, it's over. Okay? It's over. But I still would like to stomp him into the ground. We've been having to deal with this shit for 4 years, starting out with COVID. People getting fired from their jobs because they won't take a shot. And then they want to say, my body, my choice. Okay? Well, I guess it's my body, my choice if the pharmaceutical companies and doctors can make money off of you. If they don't make money off of you, it's not my body, my choice. Right? See, it all comes down to money. You see why I hate this shit so much? I just freaking hate it. Anyway, I know I get excited about money, but it's a sore subject with me because nobody can take it with them when you die. You just get to give it to everybody that was waiting for you to die. Now, if it happens to me, I've avoided being rich, but one of these times, I'm not gonna be able to avoid it. Okay, but so far I have. I've had chances to be rich and famous, and I turned them down. You know, it's not meant for everybody. Okay, it's just not. So anyway, I want everybody to have a great night. Everybody sit back, enjoy the results. Let's hope we see some snowflakes melt, and maybe won't even have to see Kamala Harris again. She'll just disappear into the woodwork, and we won't have to listen to that cackling retard no more. Anyway, and yeah, I have one thing to add. You know, Kamala, your camp campaign rallies when everybody's yelling at you and it becomes a yell fest and stuff, and Trump's everybody's cheering. Don't tell me you won. Okay, your side doesn't even like you. Anyway, let's all go watch the results, everybody. I can't wait. This Lone Wolf Prepper out.